Hello and welcome to the Every Saturday podcast for a brand new episode this week. Where last week we sat here, we spoke about how it was a defining week for Rangers in this title race. We could either be bang right in it, or we could be all the way out it if we didn't get the points that we required. We get four out of the six. The Motherwell game last Wednesday looked like a poor result because of how it happened against 10 men, last minute equaliser, on loan Celtic player scoring the equaliser as well didn't help. But I think when we spoke last week as well, we thought that would have been a tough game. The Hearts game, I felt more comfortable in, and it ended up being that way. Motherwell shown that they were a really good side. They're going to be right up there at the end of the season as well, either challenging for the league title or definitely having a say on who wins it out the three at the moment. But we'll be covering the Hearts game, looking ahead to the Livingston game. And just sort of talking about everyone in between, because it has been a pretty good week for Rangers, all things concerned. And as always, if you could like, subscribe, and share, that's always very much appreciated. So Sunday night at Ibrox felt like a different kind of game. It felt like a game we've not seen maybe since the Fenerbahce game at Ibrox, where it was lively, the crowd was up for it. You felt the energy in the stadium that it was a big game, and the players definitely reacted to that as well. Um, Albeit we go behind twice, but when I've looked back at either highlights of the game or clips of the game, we did absolutely batter Hearts for the majority of that game.
Aye, 100%, especially in the second half. Like, I feel like we just came out with a better team. Obviously, I think a wee bit nervy. I feel like maybe with like 20 minutes to go, not even like on the pitch, really, but I just felt myself like, oh, they might really fling at it, like really fling at it. And at this now, it's 3-2. It was cagey. I'm just happy we get the result in the end and actual push and didn't like sit back. You've seen that in games before when we're trying to just guard that 1-0, one goal advantage. Sorry, even at the end at 4-2, we could have scored and made it 5 at the end. But like you were saying, like going into the game. I feel like it was just a different atmosphere again, like we were saying. It's I think because it's just the business end of the season, obviously it's a top of the table clash. I don't know, I feel like it might have been a bit of a sucker punch, obviously what happened in Kilmarnock like earlier before during the day, like could have like, really maybe dampened the atmosphere of the mood, but it totally didn't. Like the crowd was really up for it, and then you hear Danny Rowe coming out at the end saying that really helped. Even Derek McInnes saying like the crowd really helped us. So it was just good to get the result because obviously after the Motherwell game, like we were saying at the end of the season, that might actually be a good point. But it was just good again to like it was like after the Hearts game with the Railsford, it was like right, maybe should have played better. Probably could have got 3 points if we went for it a bit more. It's good to bounce back. Like we're actually bouncing back. We're not doing the thing like we've done in the past. It's like we lose one game, then just the wheels fall off completely. So it was just nice to get that. But we needed to win that. It was a must-win game, like 2 points out of the last six. Like just wouldn't occur it. So I just relieved more than anything.
Aye, I think that's exactly it. You've seen how this Rangers team have reacted to getting kind of 1 foot ahead of the other in the title race, where we're going away and doing the double over Aberdeen home and away, which felt like a pivotal moment in the season as well, getting 6 points for those two games. I think after the Motherwell game, it was always to see how are we going to react? Are we going to shit the bed? Are we going to really struggle against a Hearts team that are hard to beat and hard to break down? With a team that, I mean, we've not been setting the world on fire in an attacking sense against good teams. Kilmarnock obviously had the 10 men early on. We beat them 5-1 late on. Queen's Park, you were expecting to go and do them. The Motherwell game highlighted a lot of the issues for me, where we've got problems with creating chances, we've got problems with dominating games, but this was like the complete opposite. And I think I even said last week when we were doing the podcast as well, I don't think Hearts are great. I don't think they're a great team. I don't think they're a side that really dominates games and puts teams under pressure. I think they're there, obviously, because they've been half decent this season and got results. But when I look at them, I think we've got so much more quality than Hearts. And obviously they're dealing with some tough injuries at the moment as well. But I think on you look at Wednesday's game against Motherwell, you look at the game on Sunday, total different kind of atmosphere and mood. I mean, the manager got some criticism on Wednesday, and probably rightfully so, but the team they picked and the substitutions. But just good to see us bounce back. And again, it could have been one of those where we go 1-0 down early and we don't respond to the situation. We were quite well in the game, and it was just a lapse in concentration that sees us behind. But I think reacting at that moment and getting the equaliser so quick just kind of set the tone for the game.
Literally, I was about to say that. I was like, because you've seen that before. Even like a few minutes in, like after they'd scored, you could hear like the amount of fat, especially because it was a mistake as well. Like you heard a lot of fans maybe thinking, "Oh, is like is this like here we go again? Like we're going to like it's a big game. Like there's players like not concentrated, not on the ball." It was actually pivotal to get like the goal so early on, and it just got the crowd right back like on our side and that. And then obviously I know we conceded the goal again late on, but again, like you said, no, not late on, sorry, like 10 minutes later. But like you said, it's just good to actually bounce back and like not be afraid to like just go for it. Don't be afraid to like you're in a title challenge. Like you're going to come up against teams that's going to like put you back, like pin you back. Like you're not going to get every game that's going to be so easy. I know obviously like you were saying Hearts aren't a great sign. They're like missing some key players now, but I think on paper, like even between us, Hearts and Celtic, like we have got the best squad.
Mhm.
I don't think that's like insane to
In
say.
terms
I
of
think
like position for position, I would say so.
yeah, especially as well. I feel like the starting 11 was probably our best starting 11. I don't know if you agree, and I think it's nice to see. Like I think I said this as well. Like the new signings actually being good for a change, and actually like being encouraging, like in play. Like obviously, I know the first goal was an OG, but it was like Nadiri was there. Like he was
Mhm.
there to like actually. I thought Chukwani was good again. Raskin, I don't know. He's had a few like I could maybe like to see Diamandi in with Chukwani because I think that they played well when they played together. So I don't know. I don't know if you agree, but apart from maybe Raskin, I know he on his days like he can be our best player, but I don't know if you agree with that. Maybe he could let,
Yeah.
let Chukwani and Diamandi in the middle.
I think we're in a good position at the moment where we've got Barron out injured, and we've still got three really really high quality midfielders to pick for. Because let's not forget Barron has been unbelievable for us this year. We thought he would be a huge miss, and he still is because I think we miss that energy sometimes. Maybe in a game in Motherwell away, he would really add that force in the middle of the park. I think Diomande, since the Celtic game, has had a different sort of attitude, a different swagger about him, where he's coming into games or he's starting games and he looks like a totally different player. Because at the start of the season, even up to that Celtic game, he was terrible. And I
Hectic
think
as well. It was sometimes he was trying to get sent off or like
really
a
stupid stuff.
reaction to it. Yeah.
I remember the one against Falkirk that I thought you're just actual daft was. I think he got a yellow card early on when he came on off the bench. Russell Martin's last game, remember? And he pulled up injured, but we had used all our subs, and he basically it felt like he tried to get sent off with every time he challenged a
Aye.
Falkirk player, and it's just been that stupidity for Diomande. I think at times it's kind of left him out the side, but since the Celtic game, I think he's been really good. I think Chukwani's came in and just added such a calmness to the middle of the park that's been kind of missed since I don't know. We've not really had a midfielder that's been so calm on the ball and so quick with the ball, and he's got all the attributes to back that up as well. I think he's been a really good signing. Two Romans coming in at the left hand side. His
Mm,
We spoke about it as well over the past couple of weeks. Feels like he's been playing for Rangers for years because he just
mm,
has come into the side, gone about his business really quietly, but been a big standout and a big upgrade in that area. And that's no discredit to Jaden Magoma totally, but it's good to finally have a left back that's permanently here in that squad. And I think the change in formation helped us against Starts as well, with the two tens kind of not sort of playing as wingers, but they were kind of inverted. You've got the two strikers who were obviously the focal point, and it meant Romans and Sterling could get up high and support the attack, which you've seen quite a good lot of that for Dujon Sterling in the first half. Our equaliser comes through two Romans playing a nice 1-2 as well. Um, I just thought it was one of those games where you're seeing a different side to this Rangers team. We've not get beat since we played Hearts at Tynecastle. I think the only loss in I don't know how many games, but it's Porto for Danny Rowe, and he's been able to do something really, really special with this group of players in such a short period of time. But also add these new signings in that have added, as you say, clear quality, what was kind of a lacking squad without them.
Yeah, I felt as well. Like even when Martin left and Rowe came in, it was just kind of like the squad like didn't look good at all. I just felt it was like Danny Rowe got a really like, get an impact straight away, and I think I was saying to you as well. It was like it's just kind of you're just trying to scrape along to January to try and get the signings, and then it's one thing saying that, but then to actually go out and get signings that are going to impact you and play well is like another thing, and it's just so refreshing. Like I've said as well, I think even Scott Olsen getting the assist, Chermiti obviously yesterday was sorry, and Sunday was brilliant. We've not even touched on him yet to
Mhm.
be so awkward because he's just But you'll see that like even that Motherwell game in Wednesday, it's like a clear cut chance, and he just can't take it to put us two up, and then he takes every goal really well the next game. Like it's just one of the players, but like we always say, he wouldn't be at Rangers if he was scoring every chance he got. So, aye,
Aye, it's definitely one of those players that we've invested a lot of money in, so he's going to end up getting the kind of flagged up for not scoring and assisting all the time. But I think something Yusuf Chermiti gives you just as a baseline trait is effort. He gives you hard work. He runs and chases down every ball. He is like quite a massive focal point to how we play and how Danny Rowe wants to play with that kind of striker as well. The only complaint is he needs to score more goals. As a Rangers striker, a number nine, a guy that you've bought for near enough £10 million, he has to score more goals. He has to be the guy that pops up with big goals and big moments. And to be fair to him, although it's only been two games, he scored the two against Celtic to win the derby, and he scored a hat trick against Hearts at home to really put us on the map in the table and think, right, we are the team that have got the momentum going for us. And he's an interesting one because he takes all his three goals totally differently. I mean, his first one comes in again another crucial time in the game where it's getting up to that point at half time. You know exactly what the reaction is going to be if we can't get an equaliser at that point, and he does really well. I don't think Craig Halkett has to slide in right enough. I think that's a bit daft for the Hearts defender, but takes his finish really well, gets his back into the game. Probably one of our best goals of the season is the second one that he scores. Scott Olsen, he just gets that extra yard of space and is able to deliver a really pinpoint cross. And Chermiti gambles and takes it early, and it's a fantastic header. And we didn't really look back after that. I know there was a lot of pressure for Hearts. They were majority of the possession at that point in the game, and you were just, as you said at the top of the episode, waiting and waiting and waiting till we get that opportunity to go and kill the game off, which we haven't done so many times this season. We didn't do it on Wednesday. We didn't do it when we played Motherwell and St Mirren at home over the past couple of months. But that goal, I think the reaction for Chermiti's third goal for the crowd obviously was one of joy because we've scored and we're 4-2 up and we're going to get the 3 points, but also a reaction of relief to finally just get a game comfortably out the way with a couple of goal lead, and it's a huge 3 points in the end. Like that's how I felt leaving the stadium. I was a bit dejected going in because of how the game went beforehand. You think, right, we've got a real opportunity to put some mileage up here, but that game went the way it did. But realistically, when you think about it, all we need to do is win every game we've got. That's really it.
yeah, I know it's easier said than done, but that's the way you need to look at it. You just need to look at it like Celtic. You just need to write it off as Celtic are going to win every game now until the end of the season. One thing I wanted to touch on as well, I think Gassama. I feel like Gassama's actually more of an impact sub. Like I don't really think when he starts games, like he's not really the best. I don't know if he's not at the races straight away or what, but I think him coming off the bench could actually really help us at the end of the season. Like in games like this that you're trying to kill off, he's got the pace, he can pick out a pass, like especially when the defenders are tiring and stuff. I thought he done brilliant for Chermiti to get his hat trick. Like he's unselfish, picked him out and then Chermiti he put it on a plate for him. So
Mhm.
yeah, you just need to the way you look at it. Even we've done it so many times over the years. You're like seeing the Celtic score before you go in. I was actually saying that to like one of my pals. It's a Celtic fan. I'm like, you just know that they're going to do it. It's so I think that's 3 games in a row. They'll probably do it again next week. But we just need to do our job. I've been saying it for weeks. Just do our job, like play a role, and hopefully we come out on top at the end of the season.
That's it. I think it's just unsustainable for Celtic to keep winning games like that, and it's similarly Hearts as well. They've really kind of dragged a few results, especially the one at Tynecastle last week in the derby against Hibs, like a last minute goal. They've been down to 10 men. I don't know how many times and get away with 1-0 results and wins this year. So, aye, it's one of those things where the two other teams are picking up points. Still, they're still hard to beat. They're still totally bang in this race. But with that result in beating Hearts, the first Old Firm team to beat Hearts this season, it's just a huge kind of marker for hopefully the rest of the season. And I think that is something to mention as well as Gassama off the bench. I thought when you're seeing him coming on after his performance the other night, really is this the guy we need to see this game out? But exactly what you expect for Gassama is what he did for that goal.
Mm-hmm.
He ran with confidence and pace and picked out his man at the back post, and it was a really great counter attack at that point in the game.
So
I
it's kind of
think.
like it was also like the Dundee one a few weeks ago. Like he came off the bench, impact and killed off that game as well. Like I feel like
Mhm.
I feel like that's just he's just better suited to that. Obviously, you don't want to just be obviously because I think we bought him for like what £2 million. Like you want to actually get return on investment, like because I think he was rumored to go for a lot more, like even a few weeks ago. But I feel like now until the end of the season, like that's probably his best role for the team.
Hmm. I think he'll come in and out. I think, but aye, that's probably where I see him at the moment in time. Because you look at this team probably being our best team on paper at the minute. Mikey Moore offers so much as a player for the squad, and just you give him the ball, you know he's going to go around people. You know he's going to create something. You know he's going to be useful with the ball. Whereas Gassama, when he starts the game, maybe when you're looking for that opening goal, isn't going to use the ball to the same effect that Mikey Moore is. Um, so I think Gassama coming off the bench is totally the better option in that department. But also when you look at the wide areas now, you've got Moore, Scott Olsen, obviously a really high standard. I think Scott Olsen's still slowly getting there. But you've seen obviously he's got clear quality. And Ant-Man as well come on as well, and I thought he was really positive again. It's quite unfortunate that he didn't get any minutes against Motherwell, neither did Scott Olsen, which I thought was a bit strange in a game that needed wingers to kind of stretch the game. Um, but I think he's went about his business quite quietly as well. I said most of the squad. I mean, I can't write off anybody apart from really Asgard at the minute that's not providing. I mean, Miovski 9 times out of 10 is going to get a chance, and he scored a good few in his past few games. Diamandi's coming into games and affecting them. Gassama the same. Tavernier and Sterling are rotating quite nicely. Obviously, Magoma's been good for the large majority of the season. He'll still get minutes, and Giga's been really good since he came back for AFCON. So, I mean, for a bench that's still got Derek Cornelius to come back for injury, which I think is probably a better option than Giga, and Connor Barron, he came into that squad, and you're already missing Nadeem Bayrami out of the squad completely. So, we're in a position of strength at the minute, and hopefully that keeps continuing. Because the games, obviously, we've got a full week to prepare for what should be a straightforward game. But you know that this game, the last time we played it, obviously was Russell Martin's first. It was his only league win.
Aye.
Um, I mean, it was a game that we should have been way ahead in the first half anyway. We get our noses in front, then get pegged back like we did in every other game that he coached, and scored in the last minute this time through Max Allen's another player that I forgot that wasn't even on the bench. So, I mean, you've still got him to come back for injury as well. So, um, surely, surely I'm not sitting here terrified that going to Tony Macaroni and playing Livingston have won one game this season.
Aye, I don't even think it's called that anymore, which is a bit of a shame. But
So I know who
aye,
even knows.
this is just like I said, like you win your two, you've comfortably got through. Well, not comfortably. You get 4 points out of six, which I think seeing back now the way Motherwell are playing, and then obviously the Hearts game, you can see you might have took that now. Like this is a game. Like these are the games you need to win. Like we're going in as favourites. Like we've got. I think the budgets are night and day. Like you should be winning. I think Livingston have one game all season. Like you just, but again, it's Rangers. You never know. But that's what I say. I've been positive. That I've been trying to be more positive this season. Like you should be winning this game. Obviously, they've bounced back well. As long as we start the game well and
Hmm.
don't start sloppy, we pick the right team that should start. Like you say, we've got a full week to recover. We shouldn't need to worry about this person's played on Thursday. They're tired. Like it should just be winning. Like we should just be winning the game. To be honest.
It really is as simple as that. I mean, it's always provided
And I
quite
don't want
a
to sound
tough
pure. I
place,
don't want to
but
sound pure. Sorry, I don't want to sound pure like cheeky, like because Livingston that. But like, if you want to win, if you want to win like the league, these are the games you've won. These are the games that we don't win in the past. We'll beat
mhm.
Celtic. We'll get a good result away from home, and then we can't beat Livingston. Like these are the games you need to win because at the end of the day, yeah, I don't know.
Well, exactly. This is another moment in the season that is definitive for its own right because you look at the game. It's Motherwell. It's Livingston. Sorry, I've been talking about Motherwell all fucking week. They've been in my head. It's Livingston. It's away from home. Obviously we won there this season as well, but I think it's more the reaction. It's the mentality to keep going after a result like that so big. We've seen it so much in the past where the games against Livy and what the cannon fodder teams come up that you need to still win. You need to still provide that same mentality to those games that have kind of come up short. And it just has to be a totally different mindset going into this. We need to go and just get the game done here. Because the longer
Early.
Livy stay in this game, the longer they'll grow in confidence by just sitting with everybody behind the ball. And you know, Livy, half their team's about 6'6". So it's going to be a tough physical match to really see over the line. So that's when you need your players of quality. Um, and I think the team, I think I'm covering Butland's name, but it'll be Butland and goal, obviously. Um, I think there might be a couple of changes in it. I've only got one on here at the minute. I think Scott Olsen might come out for Ant-Man. Because I'm thinking you've got the two big boys up front in Chermiti and the Dairy. You've got Mikey Moore who can kind of float in the middle of the park, and you've got Ant-Man who can deliver a really terrific cross into the box for the two of them. So I think that would maybe be the only change I make for the game against Hearts. And you've again got a strong bench to come back to if it's not going to plan the first half.
Yeah, like you say, you've got the options now. Like if you take one or two players out, it's not going to really damage the full way the team's going to play. And then, like you say, we've got a strong bench. Hopefully, it doesn't come to that. But out of sight by you want to be out of sight by like half time. But if it doesn't come to that, you've got players like you say, like Scott Wilson to come on. Even Miovski for needing like a goal to like fling on an extra, fling on an extra attacker. Sorry, so.
Mhm.
Like I say, like this game should be like these are the games you need to win. Obviously, you want to bounce back, like you say, have that mentality. Like we've won this big game. Now's the game that on paper we should be winning, and we want to win.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's really the games that you need to win if you want to be champions. You're not going to get many great opportunities to get 3 points now where you're a really strong favourite in the game because of splits obviously coming up. So you need to get as many points as you can, especially with Hibs, Celtic are playing Hibs, and I can't remember who Hearts are playing off the top of my head. Falkirk, I think. Um, both of them playing at home, of course. So you would expect probably the both teams to pick up 3 points. So we need to do our job as well. Because I mean, after a huge result beating Hearts, it could all come crashing down if you don't apply the same effort and application to this game. And that's I think a good thing that we've got to really hang on now is there isn't really a bench per se where players are like second choice. This is a squad of players that could easily come in and start, and I think that's the position of strength we need to be in. We have to be in because we've spent a hell of a lot of money in the summer and January transfer windows to get the squad to this point. So there's no excuse that we can't go and beat Livingston. I did see that they re-signed Joe Newbley, who scored a couple against us over the years. So again, he'll provide his own handful as well. Scott Arfield back in at Livy as well. He'll be wanting to impress against us, but it has to be one of those games. Like, you shouldn't feel nervous. That this is the only Rangers would do this to you. Bottom of the table, one league win all year, and you're nervous about going there and thinking you're not guaranteed to win the game. So it is this situation that we're in as Rangers fans. But I think I get the potential to be another huge 3 points, and as we say, just get the game done early, and then after that you go into Celtic. So that's the chance to really make a bit of ground if you get the 3 points on Sunday.
I like you say, every game now is just massive. Like you just need to win this game and get it out of sight, and just try and just focus on the next one. Just need to assume that Hearts and Celtic are going to win because on paper they should be as well. Like we're all in race for a contention to the title. I said this a few weeks ago as well. Like flip, it's not going to be like back in the day, like Celtic have already won the league and you just assume they're going to go on a run. Like I know, obviously they've not been playing well and they're still winning, but I don't know. I feel like there's so many twists and turns still to come. But I feel like most importantly, like we need to be top of the league going into this split. 'Cause I think our split after is probably the hardest out of the three. So,
Yep,
like you say, but just need to keep pushing, keep going, and hopefully do the job on Sunday.
that's it. And then you start thinking about what comes next because there's a double header against Celtic, of course, that we know is coming up, League and Cup respectively. So they're games you need to be ready for. I think the fact that Celtic are now playing a couple more games than us as well. They've got their game against Aberdeen that get postponed. They've got their two European ties as well. I mean, it can only mean good things really if they're playing Thursday, Sundays all the time. And with a midweek game in there against Aberdeen, that won't be any guarantee as well. So, we're at the business end now. I think there's 10, 11 games left. And we just need to pick up every single point that we have available to us to be in the best position when that split rolls around. Because I think we get, is it Falkirk away, Celtic away, Hearts away are guaranteed, I
Yeah.
think, and we get Motherwell and Hibs at home because it'll probably stay the same way. I don't see Dundee United, for instance, picking up 11 points to overcome Falkirk in sixth place. So, I mean, that's just tough in its own right. But we have
Have we
to.
still played Falkirk away after the day before the split as well? Sorry, aye. Have we,
Maybe so,
I think
aye.
we played them twice this season, so
Because we
I don't know
played
if
them once at Ibrox, if I remember, it was 0-0, and we drew them one
that,
each away.
so maybe I
Um,
don't
so
know.
maybe there's two game, maybe there's a game against Falkirk at home actually, and that's why we're playing them away in the split.
Yeah.
But aye, it's not a fair split anyway. When it does come around, because all six teams are good teams. So we'll see what happens, but just need to take care of business on Sunday. It's as really as simple as that, and just avoid any possible upset. So, aye, that's been the podcast this week. We'll be back next week again, covering that Livingston game, and then looking ahead to one of the biggest games of the season again, like all of them going to be, but against Celtic. So, we'll see you then.